Hello everyone, my name is Destiny and I am back with another episode of
please,
the reFURBYsh series.
Somebody make it stop! That is bad. Oh good lord, that is bad. That is awkward. Here we go. Let me do this better. Why, yes! Hello everyone, my name is Destiny and I'm back today with another installment of the reFURBYsh series. In the last episode, I discovered how to take Furby skins off and clean them, as well as paint the eyelids and eye chips. And if you haven't seen it, well, it's just as awkward as the beginning of this video, so let's just keep moving it forward, shall we? Today's chosen pupil is this gal pal here. She's a leopard, which is part of Generation 1 of the 1998 Furby clan. Pretty OG, if you ask me. She's already been washed, so her skin is just sitting on top of her shell, no zip tie attachment or anything. When I got her, there weren't really any noticeable flaws. She does not work, but that's why I got her. She was cheap. And her eyes tend to look down, but who says that's a flaw? She's got confidence. Anywho, I've got big plans for this Furb here, so let's just jump right into it. Alright, first things first, take off her skin. I don't want to risk getting any paints on her fur, and on the topic of de-skinning, I must say there is a careful, meticulous art to it. If you ever try this yourself, make sure that you are as gentle as possible, as you can see me doing here. You can thank me later for that piece of advice. Anyway, here we are. Beautiful canvas, gray eyelids. I went into this with a vision already, so I got to work immediately with sketching out and then painting. I was quite proud of myself, actually. The sketch really helped. I should probably do that more often. But on a different note, I just want to mention that I am already cringing at my first video, and I know that one day I will cringe at this one too. With this one, I want to have more energy, so I'm just trying out being more comfortable talking to something that's not human. And it's awkward, and I've been doing this for a really long time. And it's getting easier each time that I do it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I know that this content might not be all that great, but I'm having fun and you'll get to see me grow. Or maybe if you're from the future and you're watching this, hopefully that growth arc is way more apparent and obvious. Also, I just want to say that my editing skills are so limited. I am a newbie to Premiere Pro, and each video I get better and better and add new things, but it's weak right now and I know that. But please, trust me, stick around. You'll see me get better, I promise. Anyway, back to the video. As soon as I started slapping that paint on there, I was on fire. The image in my head was spitting out flawlessly for once. I mean, I gotta say, I stopped using the washcloth 2 inches out of the frame to wipe off paint on my tools and just started using my own hand. The zone? Oh, I was in it. Complete immersion, baptized in the power of my own capabilities. Oh yeah, it was true art. Now before we move on to the next clip, I'd like to announce that I made the executive decision to leave in the audio for the next clip. I want to share with you the entertainment I had while editing this. And no, I don't remember being this silly.
Alright, this is all dry. Now, I want to paint that. Oh no, is that too much? Is that too much? Oh, I have the paint. I'm gonna go get the toothbrush. The old ones that I have. Just using one of the old ones. Alright. Here we go. Alright, let's bring in our Furby skin here. Whew. Oh geez, you know what, we'll try it once towards the back. Also, hold on one quick second.
Alright, that's enough of that. To be completely honest with you, dyeing the Furby skin was about as hard as I had anticipated it would be. I intentionally did not dye the last Furby I did because I was so intimidated by the process. For those watching who are unfamiliar with it, let me fill you in. You cannot use real dye because Furby skins are made of synthetic hair, aka plastic, and apparently real dye does not work with plastic fibers or whatever. The most common way that I've seen to dye Furby skin is with watered down acrylic paint, though you can use other forms. I'm not sure about any of those because I've actually never seen a Furby dyed with those methods, but I read about them in some huge internet page on customizing Furbs, which I will link down below. So to my understanding, you put in some paint, then you water it down, and you use a toothbrush to basically scrub the Furby into oblivion. Now I chose to dye Furby skin that was not originally white, she was gray, so I had to keep in mind that the dye I was using will probably get muted by the original gray color. And boy did that happen. Never in all my laborious hours of research had I read that anyone did more than one coat of Furby dye. But I did 3. As you can tell here, the first coat resembles my efforts for school earlier this year. Minimal. And I left her to dry on the windowsill for the rest of the day next to my babies. And here she is dry with the first coat. My guess is that I added too much water. My dye was just too hydrated, I suppose. So next time with the second coat, I tried using more paint and less water and got some better results. I also didn't really care about how saturated my brush was, which in my research was warned to saturate with caution, so as to prevent the fur from drying stiff. And I mean, there is a difference in texture, but nowhere near as dramatic as I thought it would be. I honestly don't notice the texture difference until I feel her tummy, so I'm not all that torn up about it. But 3 coats later, and here we are. The roots, still a mystery to me. I tried a paintbrush to get to it, it was useless. As long as you look at her from a distance, you can't even tell, so I'm happy about it.
Alright, so now it is time for the final reveal of this one.
Alright, here we go. I am so incredibly proud of how she turned out, especially with the dyeing process, and I actually returned back to my roots and played with resin to get her eye chips the way that they are, which is probably the route that I will pursue in the future with other videos. I know I didn't get that on film, mainly because I wasn't thinking properly. In my head, it was all prep for the video, and then somehow it was finished. So I'm sorry about that, and I will make sure her eyes are included in the next video. She's been plushed with a hot glue gun this time, so her beak actually moves like it would if she weren't plushed, which I am really proud about. The star as well on her belly was just me thinking of an idea, not really expecting me to actually use it and finish it, and then somehow it was finished. But I used cardstock and holographic plastic to create it. I might use that with future Furbies, I don't know, we'll see. She is for sale on my Instagram right now. She's on hold, but go check that out. A link will be in the description, and there you can get hints to my next videos and just updates in general. I hope that you enjoyed this process. I know I did, and I'm really excited to make another one already, so I will see you again soon. Bye. My dye was just too hydrated.